Here's my review of Barbie. I surprisingly thought it was actually pretty good. It was a lot of fun. It was very funny. And the story was actually pretty emotional and pretty deep. I mean, Margot Robbie is just perfect casting for Barbie. And Ryan Gosling was probably the best part of this movie as Ken. He was just hilarious. So the basic synopsis of this movie is basically kind of things start to feel weird. Like at first Barbie's life is perfect. And then it kind of starts falling apart. She's like falling off a roof. She's kind of like going all over the place. So they decide to go to the real world. How do they get to the real world? Don't think about it. But I will say, their journey to the real world it's pretty creative with its visuals. As they go on things like this, and then like on a tandem bike, and then on a snowboard. And like, I love the way how it kind of looks cheap, but at the same time, it's just a really creative choice. And one of the reasons why everything's kind of going all the way it's going is because... But yeah, like I said, one of the reasons why she's kind of going, like, all these weird things are happening to her is because this girl's mother keeps playing with her because she kind of just sees her as, like, a childhood memory, and then it's kind of affecting her in the real world. And also, I mean, like I said, Ryan Gosling is just the best part of this movie. Like, we have parts where Ken, because he doesn't understand the real world, he just kind of thinks that men rule the world, so he just, like, goes up and says, oh, I want to become a doctor. And then it's like, okay, do you have, like, a certificate for that? Did you graduate university? He's like, no, I'm a man, I should be able to do it. And he's just kind of so unaware, because, like, how warped his reality is in his perspective. And I will say, a lot of this, I think, what carries this movie is a lot of this is characters. Like, we have, like, Kate McKinnon as weird Barbie, where, like, she's always in the splits because the girl's playing with her, just constantly, like, does splits with her, and she's just always like that. She's just drawn on, which is just really fun to see. And Simu Liu was great in this, as just, like it says, another Ken. I mean, I loved him as Shang-Chi, but he's also just really funny in this movie. I thought that he was great. And Will Ferrell was funny as always. I mean, he's kind of not really doing anything new with his comedy, but he's basically the CEO of Mattel in this movie, who's, like, the company that owns Barbie. And he's like, why is there a real Barbie in our world? And, yeah, like, I mean, I would have the same reaction because they don't really attempt to explain it. Apparently, you could just leave Barbie Land. But yeah, like I said, Will Ferrell was really funny in this movie. And like I said, I thought that, like, the visuals really carried a large majority of this part for me, which is why I think I like this so much. It's just so creative. And also, Ryan Gosling's Ken has a song that is just great in this movie. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's just a lot of fun. And how this movie ends is Gloria and Sasha drop Barbie off at, like, this building, and we don't really know what's going to happen next. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie, and I thought it was a ton of fun. I was surprised.